Hey everybody, it's Darkslayer from DarkslayerTV bringing you some more StarCraft 2 action, and boy do I have gigantic news. I have joined the team DarkOnyx. Yes, that is their logo right there. Very sexy logo if I do say so myself. And they decided to pick me up because of my casting. They needed a caster for their clan wars, and I said, you know what? I would gladly help you guys out for a little bit of training. So these guys are actually going to be helping me learn StarCraft a whole lot more than I already do. So I should be able to cast games a hell of a lot more. I should be able to see more strategies as I'm casting, all that kind of fun stuff. But these guys are really nice from what I've seen so far. All their information is in the description. Please go check these guys out, as I am an official member of DarkOnyx from this point on. And actually a bit of a supply box to start things off with XCZ. But let's go ahead and introduce these players. Down here at the bottom right is DarkOnyx's XCZ. And up here at the top left, we have DarconisRising Stripes. Now, I don't know if I said that correctly, but I really hope I did. I do believe that is DarconisRising. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that is what this is. And this is actually going to be a clan war. I think this is a best of 7 between each clans. And XCZ is actually, let me check my information. It says he's a Silver Terran. Okay, you just lost me. It says he's Silver Terran. Well, he's obviously playing Terran way better than me because he looks like Protoss. That or he's doing it wrong. Not 100% sure on that one. But Stripes, do I have information on the enemy team? I do not. So I do not know anything about DarconisRising. But I would assume they're around the same skill level. Since this is a silver, I would assume Stripes is going to be roughly a silver player as well. And Forge Fast Expand coming in from XCZ, which is no surprise here on this map. And being a lower league, I'm actually surprised we're not seeing the Nexus first. Or I'm not surprised. I don't know if I said I was surprised. I am not surprised that we don't see Nexus first. Very safe. Just going to go ahead and get the Forge, the Gateway, and that cannon. Make sure the links can't get in. It just guarantees it. There's nothing you have to worry about. And if we go up here to Stripes, we see that the pull is done and we have a very fast speed on the way. So we could be seeing some very quick aggression coming in here from Stripes. That speed may be able to let him, well, wanted to let him have map control. So that's fantastic here for Stripes. And he might be able to do a little bit of run-bys because, oh my gosh, that hole in that wall. Look how big this hole is. I think that takes 2 Zealots to block that. I'm not 100% sure, but that is a very, very big hole. And we'll just have to see what happens as this game plays out. And no gas taken by XCZ yet, so we're not going to be seeing any kind of crazy aggression. But that is very late gas. I'm surprised he hasn't taken it yet. And the natural is about to complete here for Stripes. And both players playing very, very passive at the moment. None of them are showing a very aggressive style. As you can see, Stripes did take his drones out of the gas, so we won't be seeing anything crazy beyond speed. And XCZ just now taking his gas, so this will be a very long macro game coming from both players. Good scouting here by Stripes, going to be sending his lings around, checking for those proxy pylons. Doesn't want XCZ to be dropping any crazy pylons anywhere. And Overlord now moving into position. He isn't really going to see much. However, he might see this hole. Of course, that is kind of difficult to tell. I'm still not certain on whether that is a hole or not. But by the way, this is on stop. It's not on hold position. I'm just throwing that out there. XCZ, just make sure that's on hold position. Because if links come up here, that Zealot's going to move fast. And that's exactly what I thought. That's 2 Zealots wide. That's not very good. That means that there could be ling run-bys and all kinds of crazy stuff. But we should be seeing tech from both players very soon. And there it is. The Roach Warren is down for Stripes. Even going to go ahead and grab that second gas to start pumping the gas. And we actually don't have a third base here from Stripes. Are we going to be seeing a 2 base all in? It's very possible. And like I said, with speed, Stripes does have map control. He has vision all over the map. And XCZ still only on 1 gas. He is going to go ahead and grab 2 more gateways. So we have a 3 gate here for XCZ. Going to send this Overlord in here for Stripes, but he isn't really going to see much. He does see there's no gas. So what he could be assuming, not seeing gas, is a 7-gate all-in. I believe you don't grab gas on the natural with a 7-gate all-in, but XCZ is going to go ahead and grab it right under the Overlord, so nothing major. A bit of a defensive spine crawler coming down here for Stripes. He hasn't really seen much unless, like I said, that 7-gate all-in scared him because the gas wasn't taken. Not 100% sure, but this Overlord is going to get a little scoop around here, and it's going to fly in here. It's going to see 2 gates pumping out stalkers. It shouldn't be too scared. And finally, Stripes is going to go ahead and take that third. A bit late, but it's a bit late, but you know, it's not that bad. We're only sitting at 8 minutes. The Zerg just being a little bit more defensive than he is being offensive. And you know, I do not blame him being on a small map like Ohana. And these stalkers are going to go ahead and clean up this Overlord. And like I said, he isn't really going to see much. And it's actually going to block Stripes. So now Stripes is forced to make another Overlord before producing any more drones or units. And we head over to the units tab. We do see it's 39 drones to 38 probes. That's actually rather close at this point in the game. The Zerg should have quite a bit more drones, but that lack of a third base actually put him behind quite a bit in drones. And a Twilight Council as well as a robotics bay now coming down here for XCZ. So we will be seeing a 3-gate robo, but the Twilight Council, I'm not 100% sure unless he's going to go straight for that blink, which is not a bad idea when you're fighting a Zerg, especially if you've scouted roaches. But I actually don't see very many roaches on the way. And look at that, 18 drones now in production. That supply block has just put, if we go to the units tab, watch this. Watch it shoot up. It is now 55 drones to 45 probes. We're in a better position now as Zerg. Baneling Nest is on the way, so we're actually going to be seeing Banelings on the field in a PVZ. Not very common unless you are going for that Baneling drop. Even going to grab Burrow, Pathogen Glands, and the Glioi Constitution, if that's how you spell it. And +1 air weapons now on the way for XCZ. Not what I was expecting at all, but there's not even a Stargate on the field. I'm not sure why he's getting that +1. The Observer is out on its way, so it's going to be able to scout the roaches and all the tech and the Banelings, which means he will be able to grab a few more sentries. Oh, this pesky Ling. I hate this pesky Ling when I'm playing PVZ so much because I don't know why. I've just not gotten to the habit of sending a Zealot with my probe. So I placed down the Nexus, and guess what? My probe died because there's a Zergling there. Especially when they burrow it. And burrow is on the way for the Zerg, so we could be seeing that. And if he does it, ooh, Stripes, I'm after you. Tell you what, those pesky Lings. Observer is not going to make its way into the base completely undetected, as I don't even know if there. Yes, the lair is complete. My apologies. The lair is just now complete, but no Overseers on the map. One is being morphed now as he does see the Observer. Good eye there by XCZ. Going to go ahead and grab his gas on his third. And an Overlord now moving out over here to come in and scout what it can of XCZ. And a little bit of a push out here by XCZ. Gonna go ahead and place a pylon down here. Not 100% sure what he's doing, but the Overlord is gonna sneak in here, and it's going to be able to see this robotics bay, which is actually now producing a warp prism. So XCZ wanting to get a little bit aggressive here. Spire is on the way for Stripes. Stripes is doing what I like to call the computer build, which if you've ever fought the AI in StarCraft 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's where you go down absolutely every tech path possible, and then just build everything, and then you go attack. I'm not suggesting that's what he's going to do, but he's got Banelings, Lings, Roaches, now going into Spire, even has that infestation pit somewhere. I know he does. He was getting adrenaline, wow, does he have the infestation pit? Oh my gosh, I was looking at the wrong upgrade, excuse me. But anyways, we do have a macro hatch coming down. And creep spread has begun here by XCZ. And third being taken by XCZ, which is actually in a little bit of an awkward position. It's a little bit safer to go ahead and take it down here, as it is a little bit closer to your natural. You just take out these rocks, and it's a much easier little place to defend. You have to defend this little area right here instead of all this area to get to that third. Warp Prism is now moving its way up. It doesn't currently have any units in it, though, so I am a little bit curious to see what we're going to see from it, as it is now making its way over here to the oversaturated drone line. What's it going to do? It's just sitting there, and here we go. It is now into pylon mode, and here we go. We have a warp in of Zealots making their way onto the field. Are they going to go straight for the drones? Yes, they are, but the Roaches do move into engage. Stripes with an excellent reaction there, taking out all of these Zealots. And a little bit of micro here, and I only think the Zealots got one roach kill in. If we go to the units killed tab, or workers tab, where is workers tab? I've never figured this. Oh, it's Control R. Ah! He actually didn't get any drone kills there, so I don't know if that was worth it there for Axie Z. Actually, I'm going to go on a limb and say no, it wasn't worth it at all. And a bit of a small push out here by Axie Z, but if you look at the supply difference, Axie Z doesn't want anything to do with that Zerg army right now, especially with this very, very low tier army. Axie Z is going to have a really hard time dealing with these roaches, especially if there's a lot of larvae on the field, which I would assume there is. Actually, no, there's not. Quite surprising. Go to the units tab. 74 drones to 54 probes. I was actually expecting to see a few more drones, so the army supplies are actually pretty close, but he has these stalkers up front. He needs to make sure to get these to the back. If he is going to go ahead and start engaging, he's going to be able to clean up a few of these creep timbers, but the roaches are now going to go ahead and start moving into engage. Oh no, he does burrow them. But there is an observer on the field. He's going to go ahead and try to get these roaches as close as he possibly can, but the observer does see them. The roaches are going to get started nailed down. The roaches are going to engage one of the zealots, but are deciding to push back. And here we go. Here comes the big engagement as he's trying to burrow micro these roaches, but it's actually doing him more harm than anything. He's going to get these roaches in as close as he can. Axie Z and Stripes with a pretty even battle here. Going to go ahead and focus down that Immortal. So it is pure stalkers versus roaches, which isn't very good because there are now lings on the field, and Axie Z needs to get out of here. A nice blink to try to get away. He needs to keep these stalkers alive if he wants any chance of staying into this game. And moving back to the proxy pylon where zealots are being morphed in to go ahead and kill off the rest of these zerglings. So Axie Z with it was an okay engagement, but like I said, with the supply difference, Stripes is way too far ahead for Axie Z to be able to deal with. He does have the observer in position, so he knows everything about the Zerg army. Even went ahead and take on a fourth, but he hasn't put any probes on that third base yet. And holy creep tumors, Batman. Stripes looking to spread creep like a maniac. Upcoming here, and 3 Stargates are on the way, so here comes where that +1 air weapons is going to come into handy. But what are we going to be seeing? Are we going to be seeing Phoenix, Void Ray, carriers? Oh, please let it be carriers. Oh man, if it's carriers, I might just have a caster orgasm. And these mutas are going to be caught off guard. The stalkers getting a few pop shots off on them, and a blink forward, but that's not very good because now the mutas and roaches are going to move into engage, and Axie Z losing a lot of units right here. It's a very one-sided fight as all these stalkers and zealots do go down. Excuse me. And these mutas are now going to make their way across the map and just pick off the rest of these units. But very smart with the mutas. He doesn't want to get too aggressive and overextend and run into this huge mass of stalkers down here. However, the mutas are going to be over here to this right-hand side, and Axie Z is going to lose his force expansion, which isn't very good. And here come the stalkers. They're going to try to move into engage. He needs to get a blink off. No, they were on move. They weren't on attack move. There's too many mutas right here. The stalkers can't even hold up to this. These mutas might just win the game right here. The stalkers are doing everything they can, but it's just not enough as these mutas are on +1 attack. They rip right through those stalkers, and the fourth base does go down for Axie Z. And if we look, that is a lot of Zerglings and Banelings now being morphed in. And the army for Stripes is looking really scary here. Axie Z is going to have to do some excellent force field micro if he wants this to come through. He does decide to go with the Phoenix as there are already 3 on the field. No, 2 on the field, and he's trying to chrono boost them out, but here come the Mulists. They're going to go ahead and start picking off as many pylons as they can. It does shut down one of the Stargates. The Phoenix are trying to do everything they can to kill off these Mulists, and they will be able to push them back with the reinforcements of the Stalkers. However, an excellent turnaround there will almost kill off another one of those Phoenixes, metagaming the Stalkers, if you will. And here we go. It does look like the armies of Stripe are going to go ahead and start gathering up here for the big and push. Will this be it? Here we go. The Lynx are going to go ahead and move in here to try to take out this army, and there's not very many zealots, and those stalkers themselves are going to have a really hard time standing up to those Zerglings. The Phoenix are going to move in here and start picking up the roaches left and right, but it's just not nearly enough. These roaches are going to start coming in here and killing everything, and now the Baneling reinforcements are on their way up the ramp, and he's going to have to focus them on the Stalkers. Not going to be very cost effective. Does take out the Cybernetics Core, which cripples Axie Z very much, as he can no longer build any more sentries or Stalkers. The roaches are ripping through the rest of these Stalkers. Axie Z may be able to hold, but just barely. as there are 40 lings in production here for Stripes, and actually it does look like it is in Stripes' favor. AxiZ may not even be able to hold here. This might be game right now. I don't see an answer. However, a big warp-in cycle of Zealots is going to keep AxiZ in this game for just a little bit longer, as the Phoenix do move over here and start to pick up more roaches as he tries desperately to hold on to this game as long as he can, as this is a clan war. He is for DarkOnyx, and you never give up, never surrender. And these roaches are now ripping through the rest of the buildings here for AxiZ. AxiZ doing everything he can as the Lynx make their way across the map to try to get into AxiZ's base, where they are going to annihilate everything, my friends, as we have a Greater Spire on the way, a Spire on the way, Corruptors on the way, Zerg level 3 armor, Zerg level 2 melee, Void Razor being desperately built, but there's the GG. Oh, wait, that's an offensive GG! DarconisRising with a very BM offensive GG. I don't know if it was BM or just Manor. I'm not sure how friendly we are to this clan, but it doesn't matter as he does burrow. All those units in mutas are now moving in to engage. And AxiZ with these Void Rays doing everything he can to stay in, but it's not going to be enough as all these probes are being caught as they try to navigate. Almost every single one dies, and if these Zerglings do follow them, they will all die, and that's exactly what they do. And the Zerg army is getting a little bit bigger for the Air Force for AxiZ is getting a little bit bigger, but I don't think it's going to be enough as all these buildings are going to die. And as you know, in StarCraft 2, if you lose all your buildings, the game is over. It doesn't matter if you have an army left or not. And this looks like a very good game. AxiZ now just trying to stay in. As you can see, it's a very one-sided fight. It does look like Stripes is going to take this game. Oh man, the Zealots trying so hard, fighting for ire. They are not gonna just give up that easy. AxiZ putting up as much of a fight as he possibly can, warping in even more Zealots. Oh, Baneling down here. Are we gonna see some good Baneling hits? I hope so. One does go off. Doesn't get any kills though, and this last Baneling's just gonna chill over here like, hey, come mine, I dare ya. Corruptors are now even gonna start to move in here. And Lings are gonna start focusing that down. And there we go. AxiZ does finally GG out of the game. The game was over a long time ago, but it's okay. Never give up, never surrender. Even Day 9 says that's how you're supposed to play. But game 1 is now in DarconisRising's favor. 1-0 versus DarkOnyx.